when you got that signing bonus, what was the first thing you did? That cowboy with
that first one?
Yeah.
I just came from Brokeville, Florida. Brokeville, Florida, not Brooksville. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, but Brokeville, where everybody was broke. You know, dude, I was young too, man. I was crazy, man. I didn't know anything. I bought me a house too. I was so crazy. I don't a lot of houses, but I remember my first house I bought. Right, they were showing me all these houses, big house, this house. I said, that one over there, what's that one over there? They said, well, okay, let's go look at it. And I bought that house because it had the pool and everything, but it had a 8 feet gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I knew is I don't want anybody to see me in the pool with what I'm doing. You know? That was the parameter that I need to buy my first house. You see what I'm saying?
You already know you're going to be coming.
Right. So I know I'm coming in. And then let me tell you what I did. With that first check, let me get the card. Give me one of the card. That's my check right there, y'all. That check, that $1 million check, I left that right there on the table, right in my room. So as soon as they walked in, they said, "That's your check?" And started. I said, yeah. I had my financial people calling me, telling me, man, send that check, Michael, we're losing. I said, shoot, I'm winning. What you talking about? I'm winning like a mug, boy. I said, boy, y'all tripping, boy. Hey, but it's real. It was real. It was real.
Coming in, as you mentioned, coming from a large family like yours, even though you got $1 million, man, when you try to break off brothers and sisters, Mike, ain't a whole lot left. You got to take care of mom and dad.
Right.
I think your father passed before you got drafted.
Right.
You got to take care of mom. You got to take care of brothers and sisters. Mike, there ain't a whole lot left over.
Yeah. But back then, that was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money.
Woo! Wait a minute now.
Can you get somebody $2,500? You get somebody $2,500, $5,000?
Man, I'm coming off. We coming off. This ain't coming from where they come. These dudes now, these kids now, they got NIL dude. I was getting $20 a weekend, and mom took the first 15. You joking? Left me with 5, dude. Coming from $5 a weekend to getting them. I left that check right there. I was gonna get every bit of that check. So yeah. Now here's the kicker to all of us that we have to get to. And people have to understand, making money is one thing. How you let it go is as important.
It is.
You know, so especially us too, because we know there's so many people holding on to the caboose that you got to bring along on this train.
It's never just us.
Right.
It's never just Mike. It wasn't just Mike. It's never just Shannon. You know, I got grandma, I got son, my brother made it, but I got mom, I got other people that's counting on me.
And it took me through that first contract to figure out and get the understanding of financial literacy enough to know how to best handle that. So to get everything and put everything into a trust. Mm-hmm. So my whole family into the trust. So now when I'm handing you money and I'm gonna send you tax papers.
Yeah.
So we're handing you money now at your tax bracket instead of me handing you money at my tax bracket. So if I give you $1 million, I gotta make $1.7 million at my bracket to give you $1 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now we gotta learn to do that. Yeah. Throw everybody in your trust. Mm-hmm. We in the Irvin family dynasty skipping trust. We ain't never paying the government nothing. When we leave time, we ain't giving you nothing. And when I send money to my mom, who when she was God rest her soul, when she was alive, I'm not paying at my tax bracket. Right. These are the things that we have to learn to make sure we stay up.
Why were you so forthcoming in the documentary? A lot of the stuff, you and I had talked about, and I was like, when I found out the documentary was coming out, I was thinking to myself, how forthcoming is Michael going to be? Is he going to be as forthcoming as he's when me and him talking, or is he going to put that on front of the camera?
And I'm going to be straight because you're my boy to the heart, man. You're my boy to the heart. And even when you call me first and talk about all the things you said, Mike, I want you to do this with me. I want to do. Yeah. I was like, whoosh. Damn, Shannon. I don't know. Man, I'm scared because listen, you guys, you talking, and I love watching your show, your nightcap stuff. You guys be talking about some stuff, and this is what I was afraid of.
Right.
And I said, okay, like listen, here's the problem now. I got some real dead bodies out here.
Yeah.
And I don't need nobody coming up out the grave talking about me.
Undertaker. You know what I mean?
I don't need all these grave sites raising back up. When I say, yeah, well, I was over here with this. And I don't need them girls coming up to me. Yeah, I saw that check when he was young. No, sit your old butt down. It's too late now. You know. See, but that's the kind of thing. So I was worried about that. But the reality is, man, if you don't share, people will receive it and put their thing on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not get it in the way that you got it. Like we were talking about, a lot of the things we did, White House, all that stuff, that's those you can think about the other side of it, the women and all of that stuff. But it was also team building and team bonding, you know, and that's what we did, you know. So talking about it and getting the stories out the correct way, it's palatable now. It's palatable now.
Yeah.
It wasn't palatable back then.
No.
They won't take it now. But these kids, they got Love Island. Everybody doing everything with everybody. Hey, that ain't nothing I did. So we good.
At the time, you was like, man, you know what? I think this would be a good idea. You know, let's get a spot right across from practice.
It like anything else, it grew to that.
Yeah.
It grew to that. You know, we had
Because you were thinking about the money you spent in the hotel.
Right. The White House was the end game. This thing grew. It started out, you know, hotels. Then we had an apartment, and then we went to the house. You know what I mean? So at each spot there were issues. Like, you know what happened at the hotel, you know, the hotel.
A noise ordinance, and the people came. And
right, and they set me up at the hotel. You know, I'm so dumb. I got the girls get in the room. They got the room under their name. I'm thinking I'm being slick, but I won't put down my benzos. And they got Playmaker written all on them. I'm still driving, parking them all. What good is doing that if I'm gonna pull up in here in the Benz with Playmaker flash, Playmaker. So it's just because you're stupid, you don't know, you know. So it went from the hotel. Man, how much money we spending on the hotel?
Right.
Let's just get an apartment. And then we got an apartment, and I had an apartment, and then you know you bring a few girls over to the apartment, and then things ain't going right with all the girls, and they over there making all these noises and screaming, what's going on? They kicking in the window. I said,
Lord.
Maybe we shouldn't be in an apartment building. So then we finally got a house to try to move that thing. Well, Jerry finally found out. Leon Lett called me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget it. And New Jack City hadn't been out too long. I had just seen New Jack City. And Cat called me. He said, Michael, I'll never forget. I was headed to the campus. He said, Michael, we've been infiltrated. He said, man, I'm telling you right now, shut down the White House. Huh? I said, Negro, this ain't no movie. Hey, ain't shut down the Carter. I ain't shut down the Carter. Cat, I'm telling you, Mike, I'm telling you. And about 2 weeks later, I'm in meetings, and Jerry called me, and it's Wednesday, this install. Yeah. You know, I want to be in here. Like, wait a minute, dude. We're going over the plays. And they peek in the door, Jerry. I said, no, I'll tell them in a minute. We'll install. I got to make sure they put it in the right place. Right now. He said, no, I want to see you right now. I said, we can't wait. He said, right. I said, God. You know, so I go. And he asked me he said, Michael, there's a story breaking about some house y'all got over here somewhere, a White House. I said, oh, shit. I thought about Cat. I said, I should have shut down the car.
You should have shut it down. You should have shut it down.
Hey, man, and he asked me about it.
Do you know who dimed it out?
Yes, I do. I know, well, a few people dimed it out. But yeah, we know. We know they got it out. When he asked me, though, I ain't had no answer. Jerry would tell a story. He said, I came in, I'm sitting there, and he said, just be honest with me. You know I'm going to be with you. I'll fight for you as long as you're honest. And I thought about it, and I just told him, I said, boss, we were trying to do the wrong thing the right way. I said we were trying to do the wrong thing the right way. I thought through it, but it just, you know what I mean? And it was a good plan because at first, here again, we're gonna park at the complex and bring over one car. Right. So all the cars won't have all these cars.
A whole bunch of cars.
Now I already had it at the hotel. We got all our cars identified. So we'll park at the complex and come over here in one car. And then, as you get more and more loose with that and you're out drinking, you come to the club, pretty soon we had a whole parking lot out there. And that really gave us away. Them old people that were living next to us said we were making too much noise. That's what they were saying. So, but it was crazy times, man.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before 2 something.